Hello, I'm Lise-Lotte. Welcome to the garden. I've got my greenhouse behind me, as you can see, and what's just out of the picture here is Lily, but I'll show you Lily after. Um, I wanted to, oh yeah, I'll show you this, the flowers for today. Got I love chocolate cosmos, and I think that they do so well with these colors, and the Japanese anemone, and some things I've started from seed. Anyway, just so pretty. Both sides are great. There's no one side. And I love this jug. I got it in Annecy years ago. Anyway, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about when things are not easy in your creativity. And because I think that in social media, and I could look at my own, say, Instagram account and say, well, that could be the same as well. But it can be a bit of a highlight reel, right? Like, it's like after the thing is made, oh wow, it's made. Like, but it doesn't always talk about how hard it is, either to even get started or to get stuck somewhere in the process. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And I had referenced a couple of weeks ago in my video about the next thing that I was planning on doing was asking a friend about my sleeve. I'm just looking for the ends so I can hold the ends. There we go. And so I did that, and although I had tried to pick up the stitches all the way, so it was a vest essentially, and then you just needed to pick up the stitches all the way around the arm, and then you knit out this way. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't get the right number of stitches this way, and I was off by half the number of stitches, so which made me think, well, I'm not just missing it a little bit. Something's terribly wrong. So I took it to my knitting group, and I asked, because the person I was going to ask, I forgot to ask when I saw her, when I had told you the last time, oh, I'm going to ask my friend, I forgot. So anyway, but then with my bee sting or my wasp sting, I couldn't even hold a knitting needle anyway, so that was a kind of a forced break. So then I took it to my knitting group, and I asked them, and they said, oh, well, you know, it's this and this and this, and just carry on, like, just do it. So it doesn't matter if it's exactly the right number of stitches. And somebody had an example of a sweater that she had just knit, wasn't exactly the right number of stitches, totally worked. So okay, and it was quite low here, like it had a big opening, so even if I didn't, because I was afraid like then I wouldn't be able to get my arm through. So I think I've taken it up 8 times, and I'm not exaggerating at this point. Well, I don't usually exaggerate, but anyway, so here I am. Here is the sweater, and you can see what I mean about this is the left one that needs to, and it's quite big, right? Quite big on here. So there's lots of room. And then here I'm getting going on the sleeve. So I'm happy about it. I think, although I wasn't sure if this number corresponded, it doesn't really look like it does, and so you know what, and then I thought, well, if I were to go back to Denmark and wear this sweater, where it's, you know, it's a pretty well-known pattern, would people just right away think, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, why is she wearing this sweater that I can see all the mistakes in it, which I can't see all the mistakes in it, but I'm sure I will when I'm finished. And then I started thinking, well, that's really interesting, because typically I am not a person who really is bothered by, cares, whatever, about what other people say. I actually think, and I think it stems from this, and that is, I've got a degree in child and youth care. I've worked with youth and teens, or like young children and teens and middle-aged children, and for a long time. And children are beginners. Children start something, you know, if you watch a very young child who's building with blocks, like wooden blocks, and then something happens and the blocks fall down, the tower falls over. They don't say to themselves, oh, I guess I can't build with blocks anymore. I'm really not a block builder. They just go, oh. Or depending on how the adults are working with them, they might be upset about it and have some emotion about it. But basically, they're just blocks. Like, they know that it says nothing about them as, a human being, or their I was gonna say their frailties, but like it doesn't speak to that. It just says something about the blocks. No, they fell down. And they try again, or they do it a different way, or they learn that you can't put the block right on the end. It has to go. There has to be something, because it's about balance. Like, they take that into account, and then they learn for the next time. And I think that I don't care so much what people have to say. Like, I can show my work and not be worried if somebody doesn't like it. That's okay if they don't like it. Not everybody's going to like it. I actually didn't make it for them. I made it for me. And when I arrange flowers, I make what I think just works in that moment. Like, what I'm responding to with the color, or what I'm responding to. Is it perfect? No, because there isn't any perfect for me. There isn't any perfect. But and all, the other part of that is that if one were to let there be perfect and therefore get stuck and not do it, not only are you not putting beauty out into the world and sharing it, but you are also not having the benefits of all of those really key changes within your own body that get you centered, and where the hormones are more in balance and stuff, and things are just more, from a physiological perspective, your stress is lower, and we all know how bad stress is for us. And so when you are in the present moment, working out something that is creative like this, where shall I put this? Shall I use this flower? Shall I not use this flower? What do I like? What fits for me here in this moment? When you're in that place of flow, of present moment, you are not then worried about what's going on in geopolitical politics, which is worrying, and is, there are lots of things that we don't have control over as individuals. And so we can do our best, we stay informed, we can help in whatever way we can help. But basically, there's a lot in the world that's outside of our control, not for the good. And this is one of the ways, I think, that is a really healthy thing about staying literally grounded. And that is to make time for creativity, no matter what the result. It's not about creating a masterpiece that you're going to make millions of dollars off of. That's not about that. Not because that's not great. If you do that, that's fantastic. As long as it comes with the joy that you get from doing it, and the positive health benefits that you have from doing it. If you create something with all of that in place, and you're happy with it, and you're not self-criticizing yourself and beating yourself up for it not being whatever, as long as that's all gone, and you really are free, and you actually are putting something out into the world that's truly beautiful, and so where millions of people can appreciate it, that's fantastic. But it's empty for you as an individual if it doesn't also mean that you are benefiting, having those health benefits from it. And that's why it doesn't really matter if somebody doesn't like this bouquet or does like it. The benefit it's already had before I even share it here with you today is that it grounded me in this season, in this moment, in this time in the garden, in the middle of September here on the west coast of Canada, but in this moment. And that, I think, is what is the most important. And so people who don't do something creative are holding, for reasons of worried about what other people are thinking, they're holding something back in the world in terms of sharing their gifts. That's one thing. But they're also not having the benefit for themselves, those health benefits that we just spoke of, uh, if they are not making something or doing something. So then I get back to my sweater, which may or may not have mistakes in it, I don't know. And it looks like I will be able to fit it, which actually is the only thing that should matter because it's my sweater. And although it's difficult, like there are some times that things are just difficult and you kind of have to press through. Like there are some stitches in here, they're called German short rows, and I'm like, I don't really know why I'm doing these. Like I don't really understand that. I don't know why that's happening here. I hope it's the right thing. I hope it, but I'm just going to follow what the instructions are, what the recipe is, and kind of trust in that way. And so that's what we're doing. Whether I can do that or not, that's slightly a different experience than making something that has no one way of doing it. This could have probably one way, is probably the way that the author of the pattern had figured out is probably the best way, but I'm trying my best. But I'm also having the fun of and the grounding of sitting with these knitting needles. I had to go and get different knitting needles so that they fit, because I was doing I had the longer cable, and it was like I was doing a magic loop with socks, which is fine, but it was driving me crazy. So luckily I could get the one with the shorter string, essentially is what it is. It's a kind of cord, and then it means these shorter needles. And actually with my arthritis in my hands, it hasn't bothered me at all. So that's good, because when I had some smaller ones, my hands really were very sore, but this is working. So I got myself the right thing and in the needles, and I just kept going, even though, you know what, it didn't feel like I was going anywhere with it. And I didn't want it to just be a vest. But if for some reason this goes terribly wrong and I have to take the sleeves off, then that might be the last time I try, and it will be a vest. But anyway, here we are. So that is my progress. It's, what is that saying? Imperfect progress is better than, no, it's not. It's better than nothing. It's better than perfect. You'll know. We could put it in the comments. If any of this resonates with you, or if this is a good reminder of just picking up and carrying on, or hitting a bit of a block and then seeing what else you can do about it, if any of those pieces are helpful in this story, I would love to know about it in the comments. I love when people write something. I always get a chance then to learn more about you, and to think more about what I'm doing here. And so if you do, I'd love that. And thank you so much for all of the people who are sharing my videos with others and letting them know that I have a newsletter as well. If you are already on my newsletter and you know that, it's a free newsletter, comes out every Thursday, and it's about, well, always on the theme of connection through creativity. So that is my little story for today, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do these videos from this place, just because it's going to start to get cold and stuff. And so I might move to my inside studio, but I'm really enjoying these, and enjoying the connection that I'm having with all of you. And so I will do them from my inside studio. So I will still do the videos once a week, released on Thursdays alongside the free newsletter that I do. And all of the links to things are here. So you can just look for them below this. And I hope that you're having a good day. Can you hear all the birds? Yeah. And I wish you peace on your path. I keep hearing a hawk too. I think it's a hawk or a raven. No, it's a raven.